What's up friends? My name's Joss and welcome back to Squibblesreads. Today we're going to be doing my October 2015 wrap-up. In the month of October, I only got through 5 books. I was having a really busy month in school. I was having to drive, 90 minutes to client meetings and to site visits, and this was like 5 and 6 days a week, and I was having 6 or 7 hour days at school, plus site visits, plus my own appointments, and it was so freaking busy that I really didn't have a ton of time to read. So only 5 books, but a slower month in November, and therefore more reading. Yay! So the first book that I actually got through in October was called Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. Renee Carlino starts out with a really simple idea. So a boy and a girl met in college in their freshman year in their dorm. They are in different programs, but they somehow end up falling in love. For some reason or another, they end up drifting away and going on 2 different paths, and they have a chance encounter at a subway station. After their chance encounter at the subway station, the guy, Matt, he puts an ad in Craigslist in the missed connections section, hoping that she would see this ad. And what happens from there transpires throughout the book. So kind of a simple idea, but what really made this book great is that the author, through her writing, made me feel like I was a fly on the wall even during Matt and Grace's most intimate, most personal moments, and that takes someone really special. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone. The second book that I read is called A Density of Souls by Christopher Rice. Christopher Rice is the son of Anne Rice, and Anne Rice writes a lot of vampire-centered fiction. I picked this book up on a whim at the Friends of the Library book sale. I was like, hey, it's like 50 cents, it looks suspenseful. Why the hell not? Well, the book started really suspensefully. There was mystery, there are 4 friends in a graveyard, then it goes into their lives in high school. From there, it just got so insane. He tried to tackle so frickin' many controversial topics. There were maybe like 10 different things that he was trying to address. This is just so much. I can't handle it anymore. I got through it. The writing was good. He was really trying to do a good job with it, but unfortunately it just got too much. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Honestly, I would have probably given it 2.75 if I had that option, but I didn't, so 3 stars it is. The next book that I read I also picked up from the Friends of the Library book sale, and it was The Guardian by Nicholas Sparks. I wanted something light and romancy and not super heavy because The Density of Souls was dense. It really was a density of souls. The plot took a really unexpected turn. I saw it coming, but it was unexpected for Nicholas Sparks. In comparison to like Nights in Rodanthe or Dear John or The Notebook or A Walk to Remember, this was a really refreshing twist on Nicholas Sparks. I gave this book 3.5 to 4 stars on Goodreads. The 4th book that I read in October was a book that I didn't want to end. I could have pretty easily finished this book in 2 to 3 days, but instead I stretched this book out for a week. And thankfully there is a follow-up to this book now. You guys probably guessed it, I read Fangirl by Rowell, and it is definitely now one of my favorite books. Fangirl is just... oh my gosh, it's so good. What particularly struck me about this book is that it talks about writing in a way that I hadn't experienced before. I personally have a really hard time describing how and in what way and to what extent I love writing. And I have a really hard time describing that to my friends who don't necessarily connect with writing as much as I do. And Rowell did that for me. It talks about how the main character connects to her own characters, how she feels possessive about her writing, how she feels a pressure to write, and she also tackles mental health challenges in a way that's really approachable and in a way that's really real. It's not about being a hero. It's not about being, oh my gosh, we go from being a mess to being cured and to being healthy. That's not what she did. Mental health challenges every single day is different, and sometimes we just need to take it day by day. One day could be terrible and the next day could be great. You never know, and she made that really realistic for me. Just read Fangirl. Just read it. I don't care who you are. Please just read Fangirl. The final book that I finished in October, I actually finished in 2 days while I was getting my hair done at the salon. This book was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. I thought that the idea of the book was honestly a little bit gimmicky. And while it was interesting, I was just like, oh my gosh, this could go down a totally weird, bizarre, unappealing path, or she could do it really well. Unfortunately, Ransom used the writing in the book to really build the setting and build the surroundings for me as a reader. And that was the #1 contributor to why I loved this book so much. So the book takes place on a little island in the UK. On this island, it's especially foggy. There are a lot of cliffs that drop off really suddenly, such that you would get really hurt if you just took one wrong step. Just the way that she described that, it was like I was there. It was very similar to the way that Diana Gabaldon did that in Outlander. The characters in this book were all a little bit imperfect. None of these characters were perfect. Everyone had flaws. Some of them had not the greatest morality, but that is what made this book so real. It was like I was there. It was Halloween. I really wanted to read this book, and I'm so glad that I did, because there are 2 more in the series, and they're definitely on the menu in the very near future. That is the end of my October 2015 wrap-up. If you guys have any questions, any opinions about the books that I read, any suggestions or anything else, please leave me a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!